What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me for this week's edition of Business Wednesday. Today we're going to be discussing a term that I came up with. It's called educate yourself so you don't have to play yourself. The reason why I came up with that, because I see it happen too many times with people, especially in business. There's a term also that I say all the time, is that if you don't learn stuff, your ignorance is going to cost you money. People make money off of your ignorance. People don't understand that, because we're all ignorant to something. Like, I'm ignorant to the oil business. I don't know anything about oil. So if I got into the oil business, I would lose a lot of money. But I know things about music. I know things about tech, marketing, social media. So that's my area of expertise. But even though I know those things, I have to keep educating myself and learning more about these things so I can improve my skills to stay ahead of the competition. And also, so I don't have to lose a lot of money off of not knowing these things. See, the trick of the game is try to make more money than you lose. But you're going to lose money in business. I don't care what you do. But try not to lose too much. Try to avoid making certain mistakes that's unnecessary. If you're going to make mistakes, I don't care what you do. But it's important that you learn from those mistakes and you seek out counsel when making these decisions. Talk to somebody that's experienced in your industry. Talk to a mentor. Talk to somebody that you trust in that particular industry that knows what they're talking about. Not to say that you're not going to make the mistakes, but while you're making those mistakes, you can learn from somebody else's mistakes, because they can give you keys on stuff they made in business, while you can also learn from yours. And while also you can learn from you can avoid certain mistakes. So what I mean by educate yourself and not play yourself, a person without an education to do something, they're going to get taken advantage of. Because it's like people in mechanics, or car dealerships. If you're a man, perfect example, I can say it like this. If a woman goes to a car dealership and she doesn't know anything about cars, and she doesn't take a man, or even if she goes, she doesn't have enough knowledge on it, and she goes alone. Or a person that's young and they don't go to a car dealership or a mechanic with a person that's experienced, or consult with a person that's experienced and ask them the prices of certain things so they can get an idea of something. If they go out there, they're bait for the dealer or the mechanic, because they expect you not to know what you're talking about. So they rip you off. They may overcharge you for something that doesn't cost that much, or they may get you to do a service that you can do yourself, or get you to do a service that another mechanic can do. Or you can go to another car dealership that's cheaper, or you can get a cheaper car. You can get that car at a cheaper rate too at that dealership. But people don't understand that. If you remain ignorant to things, you're going to continue to get ripped off. You're going to be a sucker. You're going to be bait. And that's not good. You want to avoid that happening. Gain as much knowledge on what you're doing so you can help somebody else out. This goes back to what I say about clientele, is this. You could lose out on an important client if you don't educate yourself on a particular assignment which pertains to your industry. So you have to be ready. Always be a step or 2 or 3 or 10 ahead of your competition and ahead of anybody you can think of. Because the trick of the game is, if you have enough knowledge on that issue, you can avoid a lot of the mishaps that comes with that. And you can also teach others so they don't have to. See, we all learn from each other, but you want to grow as you learn too. Learn from others. You want to grow and help others grow because it helps you out. See, everybody can eat if you do it right. But a lot of people play themselves because they end up doing stuff that they don't want to do. Or they end up having to pay money for something they don't need to do. You got to understand that a lot of knowledge is free. And education is free in a lot of spaces. Sometimes you have to pay for it. But why not pay for it in time and use your time learning that than pay for it in the money? And you have to be stressed and you pissed off about losing that money. So like I said, I don't care what you do, you're going to pay one way or another. You're going to pay for time or you're going to pay for your money. If you don't learn that lesson and you keep getting played and you keep being a sucker and you're not learning, you're not going to last in business long. I'm going to tell you that now. Because it's going to always be somebody better than you, or somebody's going to catch up to what you're doing, or you're going to end up doing stuff you don't want to do and you got to compromise with your integrity to get it, or you're going to lose money to get it, lose more than you're supposed to lose. So it's important to educate yourself on your product, your service, your industry, and even learn your clientele, learn what they like. See, with a customer is this: a customer wants to be told what to do. They don't always know what they're looking for, so it's up to you to teach it to them and help them. Because if you don't do that, they're going to be in trouble and you're going to be in trouble because they're not going to come back. So remember, don't play yourself, educate yourself. And thanks for listening to me for this week's edition of Business Wednesday. You know what to do. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you on Crash Out Friday. Later.